Thank you guys. We're back. We're back. We're back. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for tuning in on this Sunday night. Even though it's football season, everybody knows this football Sunday, but everybody's spending time with us. And this is how we walk each and every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern time. Guys, make sure when you walk in, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell. You never know when you may go live. But this one right here is a hot topic. It's not my topic today, so I feel kind of sad. This is my man Jordan topic. He's going into it. Let's get started. Let's do it. Let's pump. Guys, are y'all pumped? Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go.
The word.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? So I got a little topic for you guys and girls. For the women, y'all might not like this topic.
Nah, they ain't gonna like it.
You're not gonna like this topic. We want y'all to hear it and hear from all three of us, especially from a man's point of view. Because this is some type of we man's think and how it works. So the topic is we gonna talk about polygamy. You know, I know these are my boys. You know, they really want. I be hearing they don't want to about polygamy from these guys. So you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's grow. We grown right here. Let's talk about it. Let's see if polygamy can work. Not only can it work in our black community as well. And we're really gonna get into deep details. We got a clip for you guys. We about to show you right now from a woman's point of view, and we're gonna react to it like we do on Sundays. Let's go. Let's do it.
Good. No babies, no disease. I ain't gotta kill nobody. You good. I don't care. Just don't bring me home a disease or outside baby. Men are not supposed to be with one woman. Y'all are kings. Y'all can be with multiple women. All of them women you are entertaining, make sure you make them happy. And we all can get along. One big family. I don't run no nigga down. Hey, baby. As long as I'm happy, she happy, we good. No babies, no disease. I ain't gotta kill nobody. You good. I don't care. Just don't.
Hold on. Let's play your other clip you gave me, Shahzad Ali.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Shahzad Ali.
And shout out for Jabari for sending me that video. He's the one that sent me that first video, that first clip right there. Shout out to you, Jabari, for that one. Remember, guys, when you walk in, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell because you never know when you may go live. One day we might surprise you. It might be on a Thursday. You never know. That's why you got to hit that bell on the right-hand side.
Our men are outnumbered about 5 to 1. And nature is going to require that the men take responsibility for more than one woman and her children. Most of our men have children by more than one woman anyway. So I don't know why that was such a surprise, allegedly, when I said that. The black man has not been waiting on me to tell him he could have more than one woman. The fact is that our men are outnumbered about 5 to 1.
You heard the Mother Queen said it.
That's right.
Outnumbered by 5 to 1.
Shout out to Shahzad Ali. And also, the chance, you know, her book. It was chance for her book, The Black Man Got to Understand the Black Woman, the Black Man. If you don't know what she's talking about, she has a book about that. Go on Amazon, it's on Amazon.com. Buy it and read it because, really, I could say, you know, join our community. You know, I think we don't really understand each other for black woman and black man. But today, y'all gonna understand what we're gonna talk about of polygamy, especially from a man's point of view, and why the women are saying it, and we're gonna react to it. So which fellas we want to go first?
Ooh, man.
Me, I'm a very high promoter of polygamy because I think when it comes to the aspect of especially when it comes to the black community, today I'm not gonna lie, I had to refresh my mind because I kind of forgot certain things when it pertains to polygamy and what kind of benefit it do allow within the black community. Now, there are 4 key components that people gotta understand when it comes to polygamy. Number 1, it comes with economics. Number 2, it comes with family structure. Number 3, it comes with sisterhood. And number 4, it comes with building a community. All those 4 things are the essence of polygamy. It's not always focused on sex. And to be honest with you, I was just doing research about it. Most men don't even have sex with their women because they're more career driven and they're more about building a family and building a community. Now, keeping in mind, people won't even believe this, but this is actually a well known fact. Polygamy got created because of a woman. Woman created polygamy because they saw that how their community was running, especially around ancient Africa and ancient time, how a lot of family was being destroyed, but they saw because most of their men were most of their men was never home, so they realized that there was a lot of women community strong. You need a firm foundation, which only a man carries that foundation. Now, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. Now, there is someone that do have that foundation, but the man is the essence of that foundation. So women knew that during ancient time. Now, monogamy came in. To be honest with you, monogamy came in because it was man's idea. Because man saw that powerful, wealthy man was taking all the women within the land. So man said, you know what? To stop that, let's create monogamy. So only man is stuck with one woman in the Western world. Polygamy right now is still going on in the West. It's still going on in the Middle East. They have not stopped polygamy. It's only in the Western world they have stopped it because the Middle East understand the fact of a family dynamic. One thing is you could destroy a man, but you can never destroy his structure and his foundation. That's one thing no one can never take from a man. So that polygamy is very key component, especially in the black man. And people keep forgetting, even during slavery time, there was a lot of polygamy going on. That was the black community stayed together, and that's how they became prosperous. That's my take on that. Go ahead, Hakeem. I know you're gonna go in.
A lot of see the negative about this, but let's also see the positive one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in ancient times or in tribal times, if you was not wed or married, you will be considered an outcast. To circumvent that from keeping women from becoming outcasts, and I'm talking about a lot of women who are barren, women who could not have kids, they still get married off into a family. A lot of people think polygamy doesn't include women who can't have kids. It does. There's women who are part of families who do not have kids. They're just as well as respected. They just as well as acknowledged as the wife. Only difference is she didn't bear no heirs. That's the difference. But her name is on the plaque. That's one thing. 2, understanding the situation we're going on in America. And I want to talk about this. The secret weapon to fighting all we have this is family. That's the only government that's going to fight white supremacy, that's going to fight economic situations, that's going to fight all of this, is family. Now, to have family includes a bunch of different components. Man, woman, and child. Put that together, reproduce that, and you have other people with families. Now you have a community. Now you have a government. You do not have this, we have nothing. We have a bunch of single mothers in houses. We're not putting no blame on y'all queens. I'm just trying to make a point. There's no community. You just got a house full of single mothers because there's no men there. Let's not put the blame on where the men at and then there, because the men are somewhere raising other people's house, raising other people's kids. Understand, if relationships, marriage are the key to stopping a lot of this, we need to think of other ways of combating that, and polygamy is one. A lot of women are, listen, there's not enough black men to go around. There's not enough mixed black men to go around. There's not enough Nigerian men in America to go around, because a lot of them ain't gonna come here. A lot of them ain't gonna get no visas. A lot of them ain't gonna come in. So if you hear, for the very few men we have here, We need to come up with a way where a lot of these black sons and daughters will have somebody in the household they will can respect and look up to. That's another thing about polygamy too. That doesn't exclude a lot of you single moms too. Polygamy will also help with that too. Now, if you're a single mom, you attach yourself to another family, he accepts you, he accepts your kids. It's under one branch now. Now, you have a man who's accepted your son, your daughter from another person into the fold. He's just the head of the household. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want this. If I can't have him, what is this? You know, in wars in Africa, I don't know if it was Eritrea or Ethiopia. It was one of these countries, or Somalia. Majority of the men got wiped out. They urged the last few population of men to take 2 wives to reproduce the population. A lot of you women think a lot of us just want here to want to have kinky sex. We want legacy. When a man hits an age, it's legacy. That's my point.
So I got a little story to tell you guys, you fellas, and to y'all right here. And I told my wife about this as well. So back in my early teenage years, there was a time I had 2 girlfriends. I had 2. And both of them were my exes at the time. I'm not going to name no names, so I'm just tell you no. Like I said, when you guys said it wasn't a man's idea, it was a woman's idea, they brought it up. I didn't bring it up. They came to me for it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? It really circled my mind.
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, we're down. But the women, and I'm going to tell you women, to make it work, and this is for the women, to make it work, and I know especially for you feminists, y'all like, oh, da, 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 da. To order to make it work, women, there's 2 things you got to let go. You got to let go selfishness. You got to let go jealousy. You take those 2 components off, it can work. Because if you take that away, your man is going to take care of everything. He's going to be both of y'all rocks. He's going to balance y'all out. Because a man can love multiple women. Not saying in love, because in love, that's a different thing. But a man can love multiple women. He can do that. That's why you see some men cheating, go around here and there. They mess around and don't feel anything. They're not into their emotions. So for the women, you take those, if you take jealousy and selfishness off, it can work. And being in that relationship, I was in my early teens. I think it lasted like 4 or 5 months. The problem with me was I didn't show lack of emotion and also being affectionate at the part. I was young, so I didn't care all that type of stuff. But I'm letting y'all know, especially and for the men, you know, you have to play that role. You have to be that leader. If they got to see you as the apex leader, like, you know, my man, he's gonna take care of me. He's gonna do what he need to do to make it work. To definitely make it work. And my thing is, especially in our black community, like I said, black women, y'all outnumber us. It's very few of us. You know, it's a lot more X chromosome out there than Y chromosomes. So
facts.
Hey, to comment on that, Jabari got a tough question here. Mm-hmm. You see what it said? Mm-hmm. Would you guys accept polygamy if your wife or girlfriend want another man? That's a good question.
You see, that's not polygamy. That's polygyny. It's a different term when a woman wants 2 men in a relationship. Now, on the aspect, there's some women that does do that in Africa, and the success rate is still as high as the man's rate. It's still the same thing. The man understands his role. The man knows that he's supposed to provide for the woman, take care of the woman, and the woman actually have family with that. Is that you actually can do research on that. Still the same way when that. However, it's kind of odd because when it comes to a woman, women more like don't want to be in a leadership role. It's mostly a man thing that want to be in a leadership role. So more likely when a woman is in a polygyny relationship, she normally fall back. So, but the rate is still high. It's just that it depends on roles. Now, when it comes to the man and to women, it's actually more beneficial because this is why the man has more power within himself to dictate and tell the woman what to do and how to do it. When it's a woman telling the man what to do, it kind of seems kind of like the nature kind of seems a little bit off. If you see it like the dynamic of it.
Now, definitely. Let me close the door for me, please. So here's another point that I want to hear. Why would a woman want two men when a lot of this is about legacy, having kids, and that you don't need a house with two leaders in it. You don't need a house with two leaders in it. And mind you, if you know the ratio of men, if you know the ratio of men and how the numbers of black men are decreasing every day, we're like hogs. We get killed off every day. So the thing about it is, you would be selfish to keep two men into a household when that man can create another house and help raise other kids and have other wives that he can protect, provide, and that. You just need one. You don't need many.
And also, Hakeem, let's say we got two men, and if they're two alphas, they don't mix.
No,
they don't mix at all. That's bad. That's like having Kobe and Shaq in together. You can win. It could work in the short term, but the long term, they're gonna butt heads.
Basically, and also John Smith said another point. Why would another man is not going to feel comfortable taking care of another man in the household?
That's the thing. I would say it doesn't.
That's two.
It doesn't work well, but it does at the same time.
Two men incomes coming in one house. Who benefits from that?
Exactly.
Yeah, she could. It's a good talking point for her to talk about to her friends. Oh, I got these two dudes out here, and they walk every need. But then in the back of my mind, I say, sweetheart, that doesn't even look good in the community. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Right.
In a point of trying to make sure the community is built and established, and there's more fathers in the household. You just took another father away from the household.
Mm-hmm. And
go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead.
And the thing is, for you ladies, let's talk about the sex thing. So I'm gonna keep it clear with y'all. So what the sex is for y'all, I know for you women, this is how the sex will go. It won't be no threesome. It will be sex with individual, because I know women, y'all want that intimate one-on-one. So how the sex will go, unless y'all two want to whatever, or y'all agree to it. But usually I know a woman, they want to have that emotional attachment to having sex with one guy. So when the sex comes, it'll be one-on-one. It won't be no type of two, like a threesome, unless y'all want the option to do it. But other than that, you will still have that intimate one-on-one sex with your man. Period. That's all I'm saying.
Not only that, but most of the time when a man in a polygamy relationship, like I said earlier, their mind's not really focusing too much on the sex. It's mostly focused on building.
Right.
You know, that's our mind thinking of the nasty pornography type mindset, like, oh, I'm gonna have a threesome, I'm gonna have all this sex all the time. That's not necessarily true. Most people that's in a polygamy relationship, they'll tell you they're barely even having sex because their mind's about building, how can they do this, and creating a community. That's all it's mind for. That's why I say I'm down with the polygamy on that aspect of building the community, building the business, building the family structure. That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing that's going to stop the black community from being on the decline when it comes to family structure. Go ahead, can you?
You said something very, very profound. Most of the time when women hear polygamy, they think of the kinky sex stuff.
Yep.
Arabs, Indians who practice this, they do not do that. It's not like that. Everybody has a day and an hour. And I also want to come to two. Ron said something earlier. You know, when you get into a marriage, your sex declines immediately. So you're telling me, and this is where a lot of cheating stuff coming back. So you're telling me that if your husband wants to be satisfied and you can't satisfy him at that point, You can't satisfy him at that point. Now you're telling me he just have to just deal with it and just sit there. And he married you to one, and a lot of y'all women would be like, who is that? Oh, he just needs to be happy, and oh, I'm not a tool. But then I say, hey, what are you doing? What if he goes and what if he goes out and search out for something else? Another point is this: when you're tired and you're not able to do certain things, let's say there's certain things that you're not good at. The other woman is able to do that and fit in that bill where you don't have to cater that. You can really focus on what you're good at. If you're good at cleaning and keeping the house kept, she's good at cooking. Everybody's happy. You know what I mean? You have a household. A lot of it is not traditional for some people, but we have Mormons who the Mormon culture is ever strong as ever in Utah. They practice polygamy to a woo-ha. I haven't, you know what I mean? I haven't seen none of them fall out and do nothing crazy. And there's really is a hard question. My homegirl, I want to talk about this, but I got to talk about it. You know? My homegirl was telling me a story about a girl who was with this guy for a long period of time. He wanted kids. You know what I mean? And like I say this, a lot of people think women want kids. A lot of men want kids too. But what we want kids is totally different from what you want. Our kids is for legacy. It's not a play toy. This is not something we jingle and jangle with. We don't dress it up. We feed, put knowledge in for him to take our places. The guy wanted kids and she was having trouble. Now, mind you, he's not a rich man. He can't afford in vitro and all this and that. You feel me? And stuff like that. A lot of people don't have that kind of money to do that. And he proposed the idea. He's madly in love with the person. So now you're telling somebody who wants to have a legacy to suppress that need to just be with you. And that means that there's going to be some sort of a resentment that he's going to have for you. He had proposed, hey, why can't we get somebody here to have the kids for us? I don't want to lose you because you're my partner. So subsequently, she said, if you can't have me, I don't want you at all. He laughed and went and made his legacy.
I can't. I'm not mad at him for doing that. But go ahead.
It's hard to talk about this because this is the conversation a lot of women don't want to talk about. The issue of conceiving. It's a rough conversation for a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
But then they want the man to make a sacrifice for their life and for their lineage to be like, hey, if I can't conceive, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. A lot of us guys don't want to make women cry. We don't want to hurt women. We want to make sure they're okay. But what about our needs as well? And then they'll say that hey, if you want this, you're gonna have to pay $30,000, $40,000 or make $80,000 to get this. What if we shit, nigga? I'm a school janitor at Miami-Dade Public Schools. I can't afford that. Or get your step up if you want that. These are conversations that men and women are having all the time. A lot of you women are soulmates for a lot of these guys, but there's just certain things you're not able to do. Why oppose something to still keep your family together? That child will still be your child. You just ain't conceiving.
I got since you brought that up, I got something brought me up and I looked it up wrong. Y'all remember Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives?
Yeah.
So this was back in last year in November 2021. So she's currently married to her husband, and you know she's her husband is younger than her, and you know Tammy, she's in her 50s. So her husband wanted kids, but Tammy, she can't have no kids no more. So as a woman that's really strong in her marriage and her womanhood, she told her husband that, hey, this is what you can do. You can find you a woman, date her for a year, and she really gave her permission to have a baby with another woman. He denied that. That's polygamy right there. He denied that. But as a woman, she said, "Hey, I know you want kids. It's okay. I can't have kids. I'm good with my kids. But if you want kids, go ahead and find a woman. You know, make sure you call her, and I'll give you that permission to have kids and have a baby for another woman since you want your kids."
See,
Go ahead, Ronnie.
no, because my thing is, I want Hakeem to play that verse. The first video we played when we started the show, the first video with Nikki. I want him to play that video again because there's some key components. I think man need to really analyze that video, what she's saying when Hakeem playing that video again with Nikki. When she mentioned the aspect of most women at the time already know the fact that most men have somebody already on the side. Most women already know that. They're not blind to the fact. I mean, oh, sorry about that. Most women already know that. They already know they're not blind to the fact of they they don't mind man having a no woman in their relationship. They just don't want to know nothing. They just don't want to know nothing about it. There's something in the woman nature. They already know that it's man desire to have more than one woman. That's our desire. That's man. That's just in our instinct. It's nothing that we can control. That's just a God given gift. Now we, us as men, we kind of with society compress that energy and compress our manhood because we're like, oh, I don't want to be in sin. When you see right now, Jordan just gave a prime example of a housewife who's telling her husband, go ahead and find somebody else that you can recreate with, but yet still be in the same in the aspect of the marriage.
There you
That was
go.
I keep playing that video again.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do want to touch on this. John Smith said, it's guaranteed no kids come from that relationship. The type of woman doesn't want kids. I'm going to let that soak in for a minute while we play this.
Just don't bring me home a disease or outside baby. Men are not supposed to be with one woman. Y'all are kings. Y'all can be with multiple women. All of them women you are entertaining, make sure you make them happy. And we all can get along. One big family. I don't run no nigga down. Hey, baby. As long as I'm happy, she happy, we good. No babies, no disease. I ain't gotta kill nobody, you good. I don't care. Just don't bring me.
See what she's saying? Go ahead,
I'm
Jordan.
gonna say one more thing. I want her to add one more thing. She should have added. One more thing. The embarrassment. Don't embarrass your woman too. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, that's facts. That's facts. I don't know why she said that. She probably missed that one, but you 100% right. But that's why I say, well, I'm glad Hakeem played that video so people can see that that's how most women think. They don't really care in the aspect of you have someone else in a relationship. Like Jordan said, just don't embarrass them and keep your structure going. Manage the women that you have. You know how to manage. If you can manage one woman, you can manage multiple. They all the same to me. There is no difference. Go ahead.
I want to touch on what she said, but John Smith says he has 2 points. Is there a financial cutoff for polygamy? No. When you're polygamy, if y'all living in a house together, you have to take care of all women and all kids. Now, here's the thing that John Smith pointed out that I was about to say, but he picked on too. Nikki said, don't bring her a baby or an outside. That's not polygamy. That's a polyamorous relationship.
Correct.
Yeah.
The fact that she doesn't want no outside baby doesn't mean you want polygamy.
Correct.
Polygamy has kids. There's
Correct.
kids involved.
That's right.
Correct. Facts.
If you don't want other kids, then you're not trying to be in a polygamous relationship. It's a polyamorous relationship. You want him to go out and have fun, but what if he wants kids? A lot of people think that, and I tell people this, after a man gets older, majority of relationship is based on children. Why people don't get that? People don't want to travel all the time. Men are not looking at that. They're looking at what they made. Oh, I'm going to go to work 7-8 hours a day to what they made and make sure they got something to do. Because you want to know why? I'm about to say a hard truth. A lot of you women, as soon as we die, because you know women live longer than men. When we die off, you easily just go marry off and go take another last name. Tell me if I'm lying, fellas. Tell me if I'm lying, fellas. When you go take another last name, our lineage is over if there's no kids involved. If there are kids involved, they keep the legacy going. There's no legacy without no kids. And this is the reason why we focus on having children so much, because we know a woman is going to easily get with another dude and it's over with. After a year or two of you dying, she's already in another relationship. Most men, and a lot of women might not agree with me on this one, most men, when their woman die, a lot of them don't even get back. A lot of them don't even get in the relationships no more.
True. Right.
Most men do not get in relationship once their loved one has died.
I'll tell you this, I can't. Hopefully it don't happen anytime soon. If my wife ever passed, there's no way in hell. I can't even fathom that.
What you need more after you done got the greatest gift ever? Me either.
Exactly. I can't.
I'm different, but you know, I'm
because for me, this is different for me because I've been with my wife for 13 years. I got my wife; she was a virgin.
Yeah.
If she passed, what the? I'm like, yo. I mean, it's like I can't. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? It's like it would be so new to me. It's like, yo, why would I do something new? It's like I can't do it.
You just lost your best friend. Ain't nothing to do.
It's nothing to do.
I'm gonna sit here and raise these kids.
That's right.
I'm being real with you. I'm
That's right. Yeah.
After you done went off and did all this, nah, my nigga, you done spun as hard as it is to get along with women today, and you find the one you do. Come on.
Yeah.
I was just gonna keep on. There's too many. I'm different. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's say my wife passed, I'm getting another woman. I'm just giving it. I'm just giving it a.
And you can.
I gotta keep on living.
It's not. I'm agreeing with you about it. I'll get another woman. I'm just doing. I might not marry. That's the thing.
No, but that's understandable. That's understandable. Because remember, she living her next life at somewhere else, living her best life. I gotta keep on living. You get what I'm saying? So, but remember, everybody's different. And I understand the sentiment. But as a man, I think is in a man's nature to have more than one woman. It's just in us. We cannot control that urges. Even we get prime example, Hakeem and Joy. There's men today that is married and they say they favor their one, but they'll go overseas and smash another woman. Why is that? Why is that? Because something in us that want more women. Go ahead.
Listen, a lot of white men do it.
Thank you.
Listen. White men are just not sloppy like niggas is.
There you go.
When we fuck sloppy.
We fuck and get them girls pregnant and get some diseases. White men don't do that shit.
Hey, white men, they do it like it's a religion.
They do. Listen. They also have outside babies too. They also give the girl a bag and say, here's a couple thousand. I can't do nothing for you.
That's right.
But this is another curveball for you guys. Do y'all know that women find men more attractive when he have more women on his side? You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen. I just put up a short. A woman find a man who has multiple children attractive.
Thank you. I keep on trying to tell you.
Because that says that other people want you. That on that dopamine.
Yeah. Hey.
That's crazy. That's crazy. A guy like someone like me that's single, that's vibing and focused on his purpose, try to do his thing. Women won't find him attractive. But soon I got all these women lined up. Guess how many women gonna be in my DM? I'll put money on that. How many women gonna be in my DM?
Hey, I'll tell you this, especially there's women that want married men so bad.
Come on,
I'm not gonna name anybody, but I know some women that look at my story. I show my wife all that good shit I do with my wife. They be thinking, oh man, this motherfucker he's treating this wife. Cause I spoil my wife and everything. They be like, oh my god, he's in the way. He's taking this and that and all that type of stuff. I was like, oh man, I just wish he would. It's like, yeah, women want other. Women want. I'm about to mess it up. Women want others. Women want. Go ahead. I'm.
Women want something that they know they cannot have. Which is
Thank
true
you.
because
Thank you.
women find it to be attractive because, like I said, women when they see with the ring, they see stability. Women want stability. Women want finances. Women want that they know they could go someplace that they know that's is shelter. When they see a man with those qualities, women already gravitate themselves to it. I would say it's in a man's nature to have more than one woman. Because when women see it, they automatically want to gravitate and say, yo, I want to be a part of your marriage. That's crazy. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But that's how nature works. Go ahead.
no, you're right though, because the thing about it is like we went from mistress, side hoe, now to slinky link.
Facts.
Listen,
Preach.
all those you might as well just get into a relationship. Y'all just start cooking and bringing each other milk and eggs, because you want to know something. You all sharing somebody sometime, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't get that. A woman can't understand the hard truth about it to keep a man attention. You know what I mean? Some men might just want one woman.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, let's get down to the nitty gritty. You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a
Go
large
ahead.
percentage of men who get into polygamous relationships for kids. Man, I don't want to keep having to scream this.
Scared.
Some of these guys, yeah, you have our outliers who are wilding out, slinging raw cock like Future. He's doing it sloppy. He's sloppy with it. Nick Cannon sloppy with it. Because you want to know why? He perfectly had enough kids. He didn't need to damage all the other ones. You feel me?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys can't get sacked like that. A lot of men can't get poom poom like that. It's hard for most men to get.
It's true. It's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? So to be able to, and there's a lot of men who die off not having kids. So polygamy does solve a bunch of issues. Women just got to accept it and not be selfish and be open-minded about it. Even for you, for a lot of women whose time is running out and who wants to have kids themselves and don't want to find the most suitable mate. You tend to have kids from married men anyway. A lot of y'all do. Your babies do become bastards. A lot of y'all have bastard babies. Because, you know what I mean, you slide off and say he lied about being married and stuff like that. Happy I know the nigga be married. You just was so mesmerized by how much money he had and stuff like that and allowed him to do that.
Mm-hmm. And usually the women know because how stable he is and the stability he is. So I don't get why they don't know. Like, yo, this man's very, very stable. He's in stability. How did you not know?
Listen, look what John Smith said. Imagine your girl side nigga bring her lunch to work. Then we don't need her. Because you want to know why? If you fucking with two dudes, you get pregnant, miss. Who's the baby's father?
Yeah, there's a confusion.
Confusion.
Correct.
If a man fucking with multiple women and all women get pregnant, you know who the daddy is.
That's right.
Fact. That's
a lean. That's a family lean. No, I'm not dealing with no woman who dealing with then we don't need to talk. Because you want to know why?
There is some men that do deal with those women. Don't get me wrong. There is some men that do deal with the women, but it is a little complication.
No, for sure.
Low vibration men deal with those women.
Mm-hmm.
Insecure niggas deal with those women. Because you want to know why? Bro, every college graduation, there's a new team of women graduating.
Facts.
And if you subjugate yourself to thinking that this person is for you, then you're going to be in a bad situation.
Facts. But it's so bizarre how Jordan, when he told his story, how his ex brought up the idea of bringing someone else in a relationship. It kind of shows you that women are more smarter than what guys give them credit for, because they're actually more smart. Women actually want a family structure. It's the man that's the issue, because the man is like afraid of it. Women were like, go ahead, you can bring somebody else in a relationship, just don't embarrass me, like Jordan said. Or we'll get so scared and get so nervous, like, oh, she's just capping. She's not capping. She's actually operating her nature role. It's just that man don't understand those nature roles. Because I would say, I think it's more to a woman than just her body. I think women can bring more assets to the man. And then people, some people are subscribed to the Bible. Even the Bible, you see how Sarah told Abraham have a baby by Hagar. Prime example. Jacob had multiple wives. Mm-hmm. Moses had multiple wives. The list King David, multiple wives. King Solomon, 100 and something wives plus concubine. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Because God, I think God, they already know God never condoned it because it brings up the aspect of the family. And that's how the children of Israel got built, based on the family structure.
Basically. All we talking about is the family structure. We're not talking about kinky sex. We're not talking about all that goofy stuff a lot of y'all guys are into. That's not it. We just talking about rebuilding the back family brick by brick.
And the thing is, and one more thing, it's like all men can't do this. It takes a certain amount of man who is very, very determined about his legacy of what he's trying to do to make it work. To really make it work. All men can't do this. It takes a certain type of man to do that who's serious about it, who's playing no games. Very serious about it.
And not only that, but the women got to be trained for that type of role anyway. Some guys don't like the word train, but the women got to be trained for that type of role. Not every woman can do it. You just cannot.
Yeah.
You about to get yourself in trouble talking about
I already know. A lot of women don't like that word.
How about this, women? How about molding? You can be molded.
Yeah.
Same shit. It's just a nice term.
Give it a little soft term. You will be molded.
Yeah. But most women are afraid to be trained. Mm-hmm. And I know women can be trained because you see the pimps do it, the hustlers do it, the gangsters do it. So women can be trained into that role. It's not that hard. It's like you say, Jordan, she's willing to be trained.
Mm-hmm. One happy family.
I know the gentlemen have more questions in the chat as well. I think they just been dropping comments.
Yeah. Let me say one more thing. Especially, this is for the black community. Imagine, like I said, you being in a polygamy relationship. How many the population of the black community can grow?
Facts.
It can grow 2 times fold than other races Facts. For sure.
Yep.
The family structure will be stronger than the other races. I'm talking jam-packed strong.
Listen, we are stronger with numbers.
That's right.
Remember the number one issue in the black community, remember the father not being in the home. Now you have fathers being in the home. Now you have that father being stepdads now because they bringing on their children, taking their mothers, and now there's no more single families in the household.
That'll be eradicated overnight.
Correct.
If a man, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Hakeem. Go ahead.
If a man know that if he wants to get another woman and this is the stipulation, it'll be eradicated overnight. He'll be more selective about the 2 to 3 on getting. And mind you, it should be a limit to it, 4 minimum.
I agree.
4 minimum. Listen, that's in the Quran. That's why I say when you see a lot of these Arabs who have 10, 12, they're not really following the Quran by strict text. You're only allowed to only have 4.
But why 4? Why 4?
I gotta break that down. It's something where he said it's just 4 minimum. You know what I mean? But you got some of them who just have 2. Some who have 2, some who have 4. And mind you, and even from them, their lineage is even living long after that. I tell people this all the time, man. But we just need to think out the box and understand what ideas we can do to help the black family, because our secret weapon is us. The woman, the man, the child. If we stick together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. You know what I mean? Your children come begot you. They do bigger things than you. But you can't do that without all of us having in one house. And mind you, it's a lot of kids out there that need dads.
Yeah, but now that Hakeem, think of the number. If I'm making 40, my wife making 40, and my second wife making 40. Now we making 12, going on 1,200K.
Yeah.
6 figures, yeah.
6 figures. He says you already just broke the poverty line right there.
Easy.
Yeah.
One person can take care of the student loan debt, one person can take care of the house, and one person can take care of the credit. Boom. Done.
Yep.
And everybody know this is our family here. There's a guy who I met one time. He was Ghanaian. His dad had 2 wives. His dad had 2 wives, and they had multiple children. All of them are doctors.
Wow.
All of them are, listen, all of them are doctors. He brought both of his wives over here from Ghana, and they all are doctors. Gave him a nice life. These women don't work, and I'm saying it's not for every. Jordan said this. It's not for everybody. Not everybody has this because the dad's a doctor too, but all the kids in the house had doctors, and he said himself he didn't treat his real mama no different than the other mama. They both were his mother.
Wow.
Because listen, when the mom was asleep, there was somebody else helping, nursing, and so these are both his mom. Mother's Day, he went, brought flowers for both of them. That's what he did Mother's Day. Mother's Day, he went, brought flowers for both of them, and women are nurturing like that. Women take care of kids from off the street.
Yeah.
Facts. They do. They do.
What's the difference of taking care of a kid that's in a part of your family that has the same last name as you? They're going to automatically think, and listen, if it's a black family, they're going to automatically think that's your kid anyway. Regardless of, that's the difference about us compared to other races. When you're black, your kid can be light-skinned, you be dark-skinned, and you bring it into the house, they automatically, oh, that's his kid, he's just a little bit light. Tell me if I'm wrong, brother.
You're not wrong. My young brother, he's yellow. I'm darker skinned. So yeah, it happens like that.
Yeah. And Fresh Sound Florida say, like I said, it doesn't work for everybody.
It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, this is just one medicine to a bigger problem. There's different medicines to this. You know what I mean? But one thing we do know, and the statistics is out, if every woman get with every man in America, there'll still be a bunch of women left without a husband.
Mm-hmm. See, my great grandfather, my dad told me, my dad's dad told me that his father was he was a polygamist. He had more than one wife in Haiti. He had to take care of all of them because especially at the time Haiti didn't play, and he was a well-known farmer. So he was always farming. So, farmers in Haiti are very well known. You already know they don't farming, especially when it comes to crops and stuff like that. They're considered very wealthy. So my dad was telling me, yeah, he was a polygamous guy. He had more. So that's why my name is in Haiti is very well known because of my grandfather, because of his last name. So, but I'm just saying that I'll show you that power of polygamy, how it can really build up a family. Because look, just based on my grandfather, you see how the legacy grew. There's more and more Lawrence around. So I was saying that it's very power in polygamy, and I think that's the only thing that's going to bring the black community back into where it needs to be.
Legacy.
That legacy.
It goes back to this. Your granddaddy had a bunch of kids and the legacy is big. What you was going to say, Jordan, you look like you was going to say something.
Yeah.
Hey, John Smith, I see a question you had. You said, why do you think women refuse to accept polygamous concepts? I said this earlier, I'm going to say it again. Especially, and most of these women in the West are feminists. They are jealous and are selfish. We're probably in the modern woman today, they probably the most selfish and jealous out of all the modern women in history. Tell me if I'm wrong, gentlemen.
No, you're telling the truth. You're right. And not only that, but remember, social media plays a part too. So everything the feminists go by the social media. So whatever is trending, that's what they think is how society's based on.
I do want to comment something that Ron brought up in his beginning speech. Ron, you brought up something telling about when monogamy was brought over by Christianity.
Correct.
And that's it. You know what I mean? That's something I want to tell her. Like monogamous relationship was an ideology for Christianity. Islam has always practiced polygamy, and people who are non-religious practice polygamy. A lot of people forget the American Indian, the chief, had 2 or 3 wives.
Yep, and Judaism. Judaism also practiced polygamy as well.
You see, the chief had 2 or 3 wives. The American Indian chief had 2 or 3 wives. His family was big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no back from the Christianity. It's just because they wanted more families to have one woman and one man. But it doesn't go as well because that's why we have a whole problem right now with cheating, because it's not in the main nature just to have one woman. It's just not in his nature. He can fight it. He's fighting it every day. When a man wakes up and go to work and he sees another woman walk down the street, he's fighting our urges every day. He's like, man, this woman's attractive, but I got my one woman at home. Some men fall into that temptation, other men don't. It is what it is. Go ahead, Jordan.
I'm good. Go ahead, can you say something?
Yeah. I want to just touch on this monogamous relationship was established by God. That's 100%. But also, I want to say this: God translate His messages to different people, and different regions have different cultural aspects that they follow. You know what I'm saying? And he says, if polygamy was natural, why didn't God Adam give multiple wives?
A lot of historians said that Adam could have had 2 wives. Not only that, but this is based on the story of Abraham, because Abraham had Sarah, but then he got Hagar pregnant. Hagar was his wife, but God still blessed Ishmael. Ishmael still became a powerful nation. So, which means, did God make a mistake? No, He did not. It's just that's just what it was in that time.
God allowed men to have free will, and that's 100%. But
which is true too. Correct.
I want to speed it up now. I want to ask people, what do modern men want today? And we're talking about an issue. We're talking about an issue where our black families are being broke up, and this is just an antidote that can be patched. He said Hagar wasn't Abraham's wife.
That's just up for debate. Because at the end of the day, Abraham still take care of Hagar. And not only that, when Hagar left, Abraham was saddened that Hagar left because of the aspect of Ishmael. He didn't want Ishmael to leave the camp. So that's just up for debate on that aspect of Hagar. Because if Abraham didn't care too much about Hagar, he wouldn't have asked God to bless Hagar when she left.
Yeah.
That was up for debate. That one too stories up for debate. And not only that, but the same thing with the story of Solomon. Solomon had more wives and more concubines. God never cursed it. You notice that he never cursed it because he was the king of the land, and it was okay for kings to have multiple wives and multiple concubines.
But let's touch on Abraham for a minute.
Go ahead.
Let's touch on Abraham. Abraham had Sarah, who was childless. And,
correct.
And Hagar, who was purchased in Egypt, she served as a maid for Abraham to his childless wife, and who she gave Abraham and conceived an heir.
Correct.
It goes back to what I was talking about from the get-go. You feel me?
Correct.
When these guys get older, what the hell do they want? An heir.
They want
they want a lineage.
And not only that, but Jacob also had multiple wives as well.
He did.
But he wanted Rachel to be his main wife because his father-in-law tricked him so many times. How many wives did Jacob have? Like, I think over 13? 13, I believe, 13 or something like that. He had a lot of kids.
Basically, so when we look at this, if Hagar wasn't there, we wouldn't have Ishmael or Isaac.
Correct.
Like, let's just be real about it. Like, and let me tell you something. And Ishmael is just as important as Isaac, baby.
Facts. No, that's facts. It is. He's speaking facts.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
Ishmael is the
Yeah.
descendants of all the Arab boys and
Yeah,
us.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Ain't we descendants of Ishmael under that lineage?
Yep.
Yeah.
We the
I keep
descendants of
going
Ishmael.
in.
Yeah, we the descendants of Ishmael. So you telling me polygamy is the reason why we here? So you telling me if we didn't have polygamy, there would be no Ishmael?
Nope. And Abraham wouldn't have no heir. You remember that was his cry. That was his cry was about.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have an heir.
Yeah, and listen, we all know Sarah changed after Hagar got pregnant.
And not only that, but Sarah was the one that gave Abraham the idea to get Hagar pregnant. You see what I'm saying? It's always the woman. I'm keep telling you, the women are more smart than what man give them credit for, because Sarah was the one that came up with the idea to go ahead and get this woman pregnant because you need an heir. She even said, "I'm old, I'm barren, we're not having no kids. You need someone to run the kingdom after we're gone." Abraham didn't deny it. Abraham prayed, and God said, "Go ahead, go for it," and that's what he did.
Let me ask you a question: who is Ham's daddy?
Noah.
Who is Ham's daddy?
Noah.
Yeah, like that. That's what I want.
Don't say Noah. We Noah.
Noah. And who's Noah's daddy?
Adam.
Okay.
Well, Adam, his great grandfather, and then I forgot Noah's daddy.
So you know, man,
There's too many names, man. Too many
there's
names.
too many names. So it's a block, and listen. I want the block to be big. We need many kids. I'm happy there's Isaac, Noah, Ham, Ishmael, and all these came from having concubines and wives.
Correct.
I love every kid individually.
Mhm.
This is what we saying. We want to grow our family big and we want to be structured. And let me tell you something. Can I tell you something? We need to model more after the 5-star boys. You know I'm scared to say their name.
I already know you're talking about. You said a 5-star. I did already know.
Yeah, the 5-star boys. Like we need to model more after them. The way they take care of their family, the way they take care of their wives, the way they do this, the way their family structure is there, the way they handle money, the way they do that. The 5-star boys, they do things a little bit different. And this is the thing for us to we here to build black families together. And we come here to provide antidotes. We're not here to hate on black women. We want to try to help our black women get married. We want our black women to become housewives. We want our black women to be taken care of. We want our black women to not have to work. Listen. I pray to God. God works through me so I'm able to pay all the bills for a black woman. I pray to God, Heavenly Father, Jesus, alhamdulillah, that I can pay all the bills for a beautiful black queen. I pray to God that I'm able to pay all the bills for my beautiful black daughters. Now, we can't have that if we're not together. And polygamy is just one answer to it. Praise God.
Yeah. It's just one solution. It's not like we should do a solution that maybe it could work, maybe it can't work. We just get what he said.
He said, but God told him that the child would come through Sarah, not Hagar. Regardless, I love Ishmael just as much as Isaac. Ishmael, listen, for Ishmael, I love you. Ishmael, I love you. Isaac, I love you too. 5-star boys.
Yeah, the promise came to Isaac. Yeah, of course, because through Isaac, that when the kingdom of Israel came from. Yeah. However, God still blessed Ishmael. That's what he said. Ishmael still will be a mighty warrior and still be a great man in the nation, which they is today, the Arab. But So that was say like that was a was there in sin? Nobody knows.
No. A lot of us have kids with concubines now, and we're married.
That's right.
And not only that, but the number one commandment God gave man was to be fruitful and multiply.
Didn't Arnold Schwarzenegger had another kid right after his wife?
The maid.
Right, his wife?
The maid.
Listen, and that boy looked like
in the
a
same
splitting
house.
image of him.
Yes, sir.
In the same house. And listen here, they still take care of him. They don't look at him no different.
That's right.
The brothers and sisters don't look at him no different. Because you want to know why it's bigger than you, homie.
And the thing is about it, the problem was it got to where she got embarrassed.
That would be with a woman who can't bear fruit.
Woo! Damn.
That would be with a woman because that's the number one commandment from God: be fruitful and multiply. If she can't multiply and she can't bear fruit, get rid of her.
Damn, bro.
Real talk.
Nigga,
that's the commandment of God. Is it God-given right for you to be fruitful and multiply? If she can't be fruitful and multiply, she ain't for you, bro.
Lord Jesus.
Hey, I tell you, that's real talk, man. That's real talk. If a woman you with can't be fruitful and multiply, you can't be with her.
Listen, I had them put down. Listen, I had another pack of beef jerky. I just put that off to the side. I'm not gonna touch this one, boy, because it like he's smoking. Listen, he just smoked on a pack just now, man.
Real talk. Real talk. She gotta multiply. She gotta multiply the fruit that you finna give her. She can't do it. She ain't worth your time, bro. She's just not. And that's the same way in a polygamy relationship, polygamous relationship, or in a non-monogamy relationship. You need a woman that's gonna be fruitful and multiply. She's able to bear fruit.
But listen here, you say that too. Like, and a lot of our queens understand it. If that's not what's the wrong against somebody else to birth them kids that you're gonna help raise?
Correct.
Listen, my sister's pregnant with twins.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you, man. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, congrats. Wow, twins.
Yeah. Because you want to know why? Listen. Kids bring joy to our life. My nephew and my nieces, they are a blessing in disguise. They just don't even know. And kids are so important because you want to know why they change us. They make us realize the faults in us and what we want to do better. And they build the family structure. And they also go and build other families with other people.
Facts.
I would never tell my sister, listen, I wish we could get 6 more around this shit.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because you want to know why? We have a family that we are government on its own, we stick together. And I want women to think about that. You know what I'm trying to say? We have to be fruitful and multiply. Stop thinking that you want to live this lavish lifestyle and think you want to go balling all week. Regular people don't do that. A lot of you people opting out not having kids because y'all want to be the rich auntie. That's the most disgusting stuff I've ever heard. Rich auntie.
No, but I'm gonna be real with you, Hakeem. Most of the people don't want to have kids because a lot of people don't want to deal with the childbirth effect.
No, that is true.
More of them say they don't want to deal with childbirth because it seems like it'd be very painful. But yet, most women say they don't want to deal with it. But when they have that experience, they say that's the most fulfilling part of it.
Can I tell you something? Jordan? What did our last guest here said the last Sunday? She said her greatest achievement was her kids. She had 13 grandchildren.
Facts. She did say that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, especially for the women. If you want to let the man be fruitful and multiply.
That's it.
Breach.
Because can I tell you something? 9 out of 10 times when these guys go off and rummage, they always come back home. Because you want to know why? A lot of them, let's be honest about it. When you find your soulmate, you find your soulmate. But sometimes there's certain things your soulmate is not able to do for you. That doesn't mean you want to leave her.
Facts. Preach.
I just want people to think about what the life you can bring in, what the joyfulness is. Just think about it a little bit.
The thing I want to think about is a family structure, how strong that family would be. Because like I said, I was family, and just to put that in there, it's like, yo, y'all got have no idea.
Preach. Any final word, guys? It was a dope episode. Any final words as we close?
Ishmael, I love you. Isaac, I love you. Ham, I love you.
What about Ham, Sham, and Jeffrey?
Oh man.
I think the Jeffrey supposed to be one of the Chinese people think. I don't even know, man. What the Israelites?
Hey, them Israelite boys, they be talking all types of mess.
No, but guys, man, we thank you for tuning. Go ahead, Jordan. You gonna say something?
For the women, this is what we're coming from as we talk about polygamy. So if hopefully y'all listen to us and take the fruitful thought and let it process, and just think about it. That's all I gotta say.
And now, guys, man, thank you guys for tuning in each and every Sunday, man. It was a dope conversation. Don't forget, we're gonna have many more guests, many more people coming on the panel. It's just the beginning, man. This was a dope conversation. Thank you guys for tuning in, Chaos Culture Radio. We over and out. Peace. Peace.
Peace. Oh, hold on. He said final
Hold
thought.
on, wait.
Nick Cannon was right.
Peace, John Smith. We over and out.
John Smith. We appreciate you, buddy.
John Smith.
All right. Peace.
We out.